And Melii is in the building right now. What's
Yo,
up?
what's good? What's good?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Listen,
I'm feeling good.
I thought I worked a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people make fun of me because they be like, yo, every time I turn on the radio, you on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you must got a little cot or a little sleeping bag or something at the station. But I think you outworked me, son.
You think so?
I think so. Every time I'm on Instagram, I'm scrolling, you here, you there, I don't even know how you make this happen.
Yo, even when like we was talking about like what time I got in like to Connecticut the other day or whatever, I got in like at 4.
Crazy.
So yeah, and then it's like we just be on the go, and it's more so this is what I signed up for. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what comes with it. I don't even feel like I'm working. I just feel like this is what I have to do. Like
Exactly.
if I want to be somebody and make it where I want to be and how I see myself, it gotta work.
And that, I mean, that's dope because, you know, you got a lot of artists that I feel like hide behind the computers, you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff. They feel like they don't really have to put in the groundwork.
Right.
So it's amazing and humbling to see, you know, an artist understand that.
Yeah,
understand that you got to be out here doing that.
No, and understanding that, you know, DJs, radio personalities, and your supporters are what makes you, you know, because at the end of the day, God forbid I ever hit rock bottom. The people that I was genuine to, I know, you know, gonna look out or be, you know. So it's one of those things where it's like artists, make relationships with DJs. Not no phony stuff either, you feel me? You don't have to, not every DJ, you feel me? But it's on some like, yo, if these are people playing your records, give them some respect and the time, you know, that they deserve. Yeah.
And I think like I found out about you, it was around like the Icy record. And I remember how I first heard the record, but I remember hearing the record and immediately being like, oh, this is the one, because I felt like at the time there was like a void that was missing where it was like there was no female anthems.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Beyonce was quiet, like Rihanna was quiet, so it's like you just didn't have that real, especially being in the club, being a DJ, you ain't have that like female club record that, you know what I'm saying, would have the females going crazy. So once I heard the record, I'm like, oh, this the one.
Thank you.
So, you know, I took it to the club and the ladies love it and Connecticut loves you.
Thank you.
Connecticut loves you for real.
I appreciate the love.
So you got this brand new single, Hit My Line.
Hit My Line featuring A Boogie, out everywhere, all platforms. Stream that.
So how did that record come about?
The producer Russian. He basically put it together. He heard A Boogie on it, and he was like, you know, I'm gonna send it to A Boogie, and then he just worked on it really fast. He was like, yo, he's excited for it. So that was what got me hyped for it, cause like, oh, he actually wanted to do it, you know. So yeah, it came about, and then we shot the video, and that's coming soon.
Dope. And I feel like you guys definitely complement each other on the record. You know what I'm saying? It's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's really melodic. And, you know, I think it's dope just to see your versatility with the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially coming from, obviously, a lot of the records that I heard was like, you know, you going bar for bar. You know what I'm saying? You spitting, you walking on some of these records. And I'm just like, man. But then you could switch it up and you could do the singing stuff. You could do the melodies and even the Latin stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's amazing. So definitely congratulations on that.
Thank you for respecting that and acknowledging that, because I feel like sometimes people just, I feel like for females it's like either you're a rapper or a singer, which I have put in my songs, so it's like I get that question a lot, but it's just like, you know, how many other artists do what I'm doing and they're not questioning, you know, of what they do or who they are, you know. So thank you for acknowledging that.
Nah, no doubt. And I mean, I think there's just a big wave right now with just female artists, period. I think y'all finally get, because I try not to look at it like that. Like, I feel like if you're a dope artist, you're a dope artist. You know what I'm saying? And I think you should get your respect for that. And I feel like there's just a big wave right now with, you know, a lot of female artists where y'all starting to finally get that just due. Like, you know, to really run it the way y'all want to run it. Yeah,
and I feel like I said, female artists in general, like, that have showed us unity, that's where I go to, and as to like following their lead, you know. Like I said, Riri gonna always have love for her, because she didn't need to, you know, co-sign me. She did it naturally, and even to this point where I'm still on her highlights, and she doesn't have to do that, you know. So it's just a bar set where it's like of a person who got all their things together could support somebody on the come up. Then why not be somebody on the come up supporting another person on the come up or somebody that's already made it? Exactly. So it's within it's just morals of me, you know. Like I just grew up with that, so it's like I hope, you know, I know it's gonna change. I feel like this year girls are coming together, and I feel like we're knocking down there can only be one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure of that.
And y'all creating your own lanes too, because it's like y'all not all doing the same type of music. Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all becoming your own artists and really breaking that down.
Yeah, I was actually speaking about that because I'm like, yo, the OGs, like they need to understand it's a new style now, you know, like this is what's popping, and I feel like everybody is different in their own way. Like I said, I'm not like if I'm like confident about anything, forget how I look, forget how I talk. It's more so I'm confident in my music, you know, because that's what I'm true to, and I know that regardless of anything, it comes from the heart. Nobody's writing these things for me. Like everything that is put on paper is my truth. So it's like, regardless if you're judging my truth or not, it's like, I like it because this is what's me, you know? Yeah. So it's just like, as long as I stick to me and what's real to me, there should be no reason why I feel the need to compete or to make it better for anybody else if I'm just bettering myself in the process.
Exactly. That's it. Stay in your lane. So, you know, even before Icy, let's get into the beginning. Like, what made you get into music?
I feel like what made me get into music was definitely going through hard stages in my life and J. Cole. Okay. And the reason why J. Cole played a big part in it was because I would listen to him when I was going through things I was going through, and he helped me feel better about myself. And I said, how can I make people feel better about themselves? And there were certain songs where there was a time where I went through like a big depression, which I'm in and out, you know, I suffer from that, but I looked at songs that he's done, and it just made me feel like, yo, like things like this happen to females, but you're better than that, you know? And I feel like from a man to even deliver that message to a woman, and it touched me that way, I'm like, how me as a woman, how can I touch another female in the same way the man did it through his music? And I feel like a female to female, so I'm so big on females, it's like the more people understand that if a guy comes to you and talks to you, it's cool. But if a female is understanding you, it's a different type of connection, you know? And with my music, like I said, I'm always be blunt. I'm always be transparent, because at the end of the day, this is the career that I've chosen. And you could keep privacy with your career and stuff like that, with being in the limelight, but some things are just out there. And if I'm going to be out there, I'd rather be out there 100% where nobody can use my truth against me. And aside from that, I feel like females just need that you're good. You know, even if I'm your friend, you know, I'm your friend. If you're listening to me and you support me, I'm your friend. You feel me? And I feel like females and males, you feel me? Because there's males that do listen to me, but like, yo, you making me feel like, you know? And it's just like, as long as I can be that voice for that female that doesn't feel secure, that wakes up and is like, I don't feel too good to leave outside. And it's just like, turn on some Melii. And you're going to feel that, you know, you're going to feel that alter ego come out of you. Because that's not me all the time. But when I listen to myself, I'll be like, yo, like I said, I don't like being a hypocrite. I like to, you know, stick to me. So it's like, yo, if I'm her, I'm going to be her all the time. And I remind myself, you know? So.
I mean, it's just crazy, especially with just how young you are and being this early in your career. Like, you understanding that now. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, you know, in your career, you're going to go through stuff and you're going to have to figure it out. So it's just crazy just to see just your mentality where you at now.
No, and even Riri. Like I said, Riri is a great example, you know? Yeah. And like I said, I don't idolize anybody, but I do respect her because she's always lived her truth, you know? And it was one of those things where there was times in high school where I feel like we had like the same color of hair. People like started like, oh, Riri and stuff like that, started joking around. But it was more like, I know why you guys will even compare me to her, you know? But it's just like, if y'all comparing me to a woman who's, you know, I don't mind it, because it's like, this is a person who stands for what I stand for. And this is a person who since I was younger, I've seen that did go through a lot of things in social media, but she stood her ground as the woman that she is. So I respect her all the way.
And that's why she posts on you. Y'all hit that same vibration somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all connected in that type of way. So that's super dope. Super dope. And with you being from Harlem, who's some of your musical influences when you was growing up besides J. Cole, obviously?
Besides J. Cole, I feel like honestly, I was listening more to Spanish.
Okay.
Spanish music. Like I said, I grew up in a Dominican home, so I'll wake up to Juan Luis Guerra. I'll wake up to all the jams, and it was time to clean. It was time to clean. But I feel like when it comes to rap, a lot of people come up here and just bowl, Oh, yeah, I know this. Or they'll be like, oh, people compare me to this person. Yeah, I've always listened to that person. I love, but nah, I'm not like that, I feel like I have to still educate myself on music. I feel like it just comes naturally to me. And I just found a hobby and a journal that had a mic, So it's like I was just putting down my feelings, I wasn't thinking about who influenced me and who, So I do have to, as an artist, it's good that you do your homework so that you know who the people are around you or how. Because there was one time when my manager was like, yo, you sound like, I think he said Mace. Like I did like a cadence that sounded like him. And am I right? Yeah. And I didn't know what he was talking about until he showed me a song, and I was like, yo, I never heard this song. And I did something similar to it. So it's just like you never, as an artist, you have some similarities to other people, and it's just music. It's like music is a culture, music is blood, it's streams, you feel me? So it's like it develops within time, but it's still the same thing, So I do have to educate myself in it. However, I do respect anybody that has come before me, and when I get the chance, I will give them the best acknowledgement.
No, definitely. I don't think it's a bad thing either, because at the end of the day, you're an artist. So it's like I feel like sometimes how you could listen to somebody and know who their favorite rapper is or know who their favorite singer is because they kind of just sound like them and all that. So the fact that now you just like you came into yourself. So now you like I got the time to build and listen to some other vibes and all that. So that's dope. So obviously with this big hit single, Hit My Line, going crazy out here in Connecticut. Connecticut loves it. What's going on with the album?
The album comes out next month.
Okay.
Finally.
Nice. First quarter.
Yes. So it's definitely it's called Phases. I've always said it. Phases is basically things you go through in life. So I wanted to make my first body of work where I'm transparent as to like, yeah, these are the singles, but this is not my personal life. As to like, there's gonna be more vibes of Believe in Me and BKO and stuff like that, but also that turn up Melii icy is gonna, icy vibes are gonna be in there, but in a more personal icy way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope. And who can you drop any gems on like some features or something like that? Like, can I get exclusive? What's up?
There's one of my faves. I got to collab.
Okay. So, one of your favorite artists?
One of like my favorite that I love. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I feel like there's a Coi Leray record in there. I'm gonna say I feel like there's a Meek record in there.
Feel like it.
Nah, I'm warm or something.
Nah, I'm not gonna tell you nothing. But shout out to Coi Leray. We got something coming for y'all.
Nah, that's dope. And I love the fact that you could build cause you guys, I feel like you guys are both like I'm not gonna say y'all both on the same level, but y'all both grinding and really putting on right now at the same time, and it's dope to really see that y'all can support each other like that, especially with being females, but just being young artists as well too, because sometimes young artists, they get in their pocket where they feel like they can't support each other or that type of stuff, especially New York artists, I feel like.
Yo, it's crazy. I feel like I'm gonna get back to Coi, but I feel like people always like try to be like, oh, New York this, New York doesn't support, and I understand, because at the end of the day, I'm from New York, but I feel like my hometown has been showing me crazy love, and even artists from there, and I feel like it doesn't be the odds, be the person who's making the change as to, yeah, I'm from New York, but I'm gonna reach out. If you don't do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna acknowledge you. I'm gonna make sure that you know that I know who you are and that I mess with your music. And Koi's from New Jersey, but she's amazing, and what she stands for is unity, you know, and that's why we get along so well, you know. And a lot of people misjudge her, you know, they don't understand her, but you know, it's not like, oh, you could blame everybody because it's an artist, you go through stuff like that, but it's just like, take time to know the artist and who that person is. Like, Koi's amazing. Like, she's changed my way of thinking, like, on just a lot of things. Even though I was always open to like collabing and stuff, like she made me like, yo, lower that and you do it yourself. Don't wait for nobody to do it. Like, you do it yourself. So I do respect Koi. Shout out to Koi, y'all. She got her project just dropped too. Amazing. Like, I was just jamming to it yesterday, just getting crazy. Like, she has this one track that is like, I'm tired. And that sticks to me because, like, don't tell me to come outside. Like, yo, I'm tired, I'm tired. she got mad bangers on that, so check that out.
No, that's what's up. And how this connection with Meek happen?
Meek, basically, we just connected in the studio. I ended up doing, like, a hook for him, and then it turned into a verse. Now we're working together, and it's family.
That's dope. It's dope to see, you know, Meek, you know, reach down and really. It seems like he's always done that for his career. Kind of reach down and pull a lot of artists up with him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel like that comes from just knowing the struggle.
Yeah.
When you come from a struggle, you want to help other people, and that's why I really respect Meek, because like he's not looking for what you could give him. It's more so like, all right, how can I help you?
And I think that, you know, you had a crazy, you know, 2018, you know, being on Meek's album, you know, all the cosigns, just seeing you out here killing, you on festivals, you doing all these big things that you was doing. Like, what can we expect for 2019 with Melii?
For 2019, expect Phases.
Okay.
Next month.
Okay.
Phases dropped. The body of work is done, guys. Expect, you know, just a level up. I'm not here to compete with anybody. I feel like I'm doing good in my own lane. I want to just work on my pen. I want to work on me better. I want to be more transparent. I want to, for this year, I want to get to know who Melii Mob is, my supporters, you know. I want to just be an example for people and just, you know, just help other people. That's what you know, could expect. Just growth, you know, just growth.
Well, Melii, I thank you so much for coming through, pulling up on us and all that. You definitely welcome here anytime you want to come through. You know what I'm saying? Definitely when the album drop, Phases, definitely come through, pull up on us. Connecticut loves you.
Yes.
And just more success and more wins and just keep grinding.
Amen.
You know?
Same to you. What's up?
Definitely. It's Hot 937.